Hi, beautiful thinkers. Temi here, Temi. Welcome back and welcome if this is your first time. So today we're going to be doing my favorites of 2019. 2019, I went through a low buy where I minimized all the things that I was buying so that I wasn't growing my collection at a ridiculous rate, at an unrealistic rate, because I wanted to limit how fast my collection grew. And I also wanted to enjoy the things that I currently have in my collection. So many of the things that are my favorites are not necessarily new. They were not released in 2019. Some probably were not even released in 2018. But there were things that were new to me that I hadn't used at all, or I hadn't used in a long while to figure out what I actually thought about it. So I'm just going to be sharing with you guys the things that I really, really loved. And these are things that I really, really loved. None of it is like, well, it's okay. No, these are things that I discovered that I really, really enjoy. And if I wanted to buy a particular product in that category, I would probably pick this one. Not probably, I would definitely pick this particular product in that category. And I'll also share with you guys some products that were just bleh. Yeah. You know, there's always, where there is good, there will always be bad. So in this case as well, there is going to be some products that didn't work for me. So I'll be sharing that with you guys as well. So the way I'm going to do this video is I'm going to do a demo of each product. At least I'm going to try to do a demo of each product. And then I would slide in a B-roll for those demo as I'm talking about the product. I really tried a lot of products in 2019. I guess because I was doing YouTube and I was committed to doing one video every single week. So that warranted that I needed to at least have my makeup done consistently throughout the year. So I tried a lot of products and I'm actually glad for that. So the first product that I discovered in 2019, it's a primer. And this is the NYX Angel Veil Primer. I believe the primer is $14.99. It's a little pricey, but I actually don't mind paying that for the primer because there are some primers that cost $52. Hello, Tacha. So, you know, $14.99 is not so bad. But I have oily skin. I have oily combo skin. So the center of my face is oily. The rest of my face is pretty much normal. I don't get like dry patches or anything like that. So I needed a primer that would minimize my oiliness, but also give me that smooth canvas. You know, I wasn't really looking for a primer that will keep me matte all day because I've tried those kind of primers and I realized that they don't really work for my skin. My skin will kind of break out if I put something too heavy on it. So because I discovered that my needs changed. So when I was looking through primers, that I knew that specifically I just want something that would just keep my makeup looking fresh and mostly on my face throughout the day. I don't mind if I get a little oily, as long as I can blot and the primer helps the foundation still look somewhat decent, I'm good. And that's exactly what the NYX Angel Veil gave me. And it even helped with controlling oil, you know, to some extent. It did help with controlling my oil. I loved it and I tried it a long time. I'm still using it actually. I still have a I used it for a year and I haven't finished it. You know, that's because you have so many primers, you can never get through one. So I'm still using it. And let's say somebody stole all the primers in my collection and I had to buy one, I would definitely pick up the NYX Angel Veil. And I did review it. I reviewed the Angel Veil plus 3 other primers. So if you guys want to check out the video, I'll link it for you guys to check it out. Okay, so you kind of get a more detailed idea of what I mean about why I love the NYX Angel Veil. So Angel Veil, good. So let's go on to foundation. Again, I have oily skin, you know, oily / normal. So I want a matte foundation. But I don't want a matte foundation that would like dry out and look like almost powdery on my skin. I just want something that looks, I don't like satin. Not that I don't like satin, but I'm not too much of a fan of satin or dewy. Just a soft matte. Yes, that's exactly the description. A soft matte foundation. And I've had one favorite that I've loved for years. Since I discovered makeup, that one product, the moment I discovered it, anytime I want a foundation that will stay on my face all day and not budge, I always go for that foundation. And that is the Revlon Color Stay. If you guys haven't tried that foundation, you need to go check it out. So they have two versions. They have the oily version and then they have the dry normal skin version. I use the oily skin version, obviously. And I'm telling you, that foundation is not going anywhere. But the thing is, it doesn't look like cake on your face. It does give you that soft matte finish, but it's long lasting. So you can never go wrong with Revlon Color Stay if you're on the market for a good matte foundation for your oily skin. The Revlon, I used to use mahogany is too dark for me. There's a color between caramel and mahogany. It's an old color that I used to use in the Revlon, but they came out with newer shades. So the one that I'm going to be using as the demo, because I will use the Revlon as the demo in this video, the one I'm going to be using as the demo is a new shade, because I want to the shade that I used to use, like I said, mahogany was too dark. Then cappuccino was a little bit too warm, so I want to try this new shade. Okay, this new shade is espresso, so I want to try that. I finally found the right shade. You'll see how it's blending into my skin. Yeah, finally found the right shade. It feels more lightweight than I remember. The only thing that I notice about that foundation is if I wear it consistently too much, because it has that staying power, my skin will freak out. So that's that's why I don't use it consistently all the time, because I like to give my skin some breathing room. Now, the other one that I actually discovered this year, that I used for the first time this year, is the Maybelline Super Stay Stick Foundation. Oh, the shade that I used in the Maybelline is Deep Bronze 370. How I discovered it was I wanted to test out stick foundations that would be good for oily skin, because I tried the L'Oreal stick foundation that came out last year, and I discovered that it's not really good. It wasn't gelling with my oily skin. I didn't, it seemed like it had too much sleep on my face. So I was like, you know what, it'd be nice to test out stick foundations that would be good for oily skin. So I did that video. I'll link it up here for you guys to check out. I did that video and I discovered that the one that I loved the most was Maybelline Stick Foundation. It stayed put. Unlike the Revlon, it doesn't feel so heavy on my skin. It's light on my skin, so my skin doesn't freak out using that particular foundation. But it stayed put. It kept me matte for a longer period of time, and then when I did get oily and I blotted it, it was still looking somewhat decent, especially using it with that NYX Angel Veil primer. So I had absolutely no complaints using that foundation. And once I run through all the stick foundations in my collection, that would be the stick foundation that I will be buying over and over again for work. Because I prefer stick foundation for work because it's quick. It's very, very quick. Although you will run out of stick foundation quicker than you will liquid foundation. But just for the convenience of it, I'd rather go with stick foundation for work anyway. So that's that. The third one that I'm just going to give an honorable mention because I love it, but I don't know if they still sell it. And this one too, I've had it in my collection for a while, a long time, a few years. But I really, really got into using it this 2019. So I discovered I really like it. It's the Cargo Oil-Free Foundation. It's like in a little sachet looking thing. I'll put a picture up here. And again, same thing with the Revlon and the Maybelline. It gives me that soft matte finish I want. It lasts on my face. It doesn't do any crazy thing on my face. I have no complaints. So those three foundations, I would say, are out of all the foundations I've used since I started wearing makeup, those three are my favorites. Yeah. I don't know if you can still get the Cargo. When I bought mine, I bought it for like $6 or something. So I don't know if they discontinued it or what, but good luck if you want to try it out. Maybe you'll find it. All right. So let's move on to concealer. I don't really have a concealer that I'm like, oh, I'm so gung-ho about. I have no issues with all the concealers that I use. So I guess they're all my favorites. And I don't want to list everything. So Yeah, concealer is, as long as it doesn't dry out my under eye, I'm fine. But even if it dries out my under eye, I can correct that by using a very moisturizing eye cream, and then it doesn't dry out my under eye. So let's just skip that. Concealer is concealer is concealer, okay? So let's go on to loose powder. I discovered 2 loose powders that I really, really love in 2019. The first one is the Black Opal loose powder. A lot of people sleep on that brand, but I started using their loose powder last year, and why I love it is that it gives me the smooth effect that I want under my eye. It doesn't look dry. It's very, very soft to the touch, very finely milled. It just melts into my skin, and it also gives me the brightening effect. The shade that I use, I think it's medium, gives me the brightening effect that I want from a loose powder. I absolutely have no complaints about that powder. I just recently started using my Laura Mercier. I would even say I preferred the Black Opal one to the Laura Mercier one. Hey, don't knock me. But I really, really, really love that powder. And every time I buy that I'm out of my collection to put it in rotation, I always feel a little sad putting it back. So the second one that I really, really loved and discovered in 2019 is the Maybelline Fit Me. I know Maybelline Fit Me is a bit newer as well. Black Opal is also newer, the loose powder. Maybelline Fit Me, that one too does the same thing as the Black Opal. Gives me the brightening effect. You know, gives me that smooth look that I want. Doesn't look cakey, doesn't look dry under my eye. Because I have dry under eyes. So I have to be careful with the products, the combination of eye cream, concealer, and powder that I use under my eye. So I need something that would not give me that dry, cakey look. Because trust me, I've had issues in the past where my under eye, like I would be oily right here, and then my under eye, just right here, would be dry. It just looks weird. Trust me, it looks weird. So those 2 powders do not, you know, give me that issue, and I'm glad I discovered those in 2019. Next, let's talk about highlight. Okay, I'm gonna skip blush because as long as the blush shows up on my cheeks, it's long lasting. I have no issues with it. Some that I can mention that I was really, really impressed with would be the Milani baked blushes. NYX, the NYX blushes. I'll put the ones that I'm talking about on the screen. NYX blush, that one too, really, really, like, it has a good staying power. Even ELF blush palette, I've loved that one for years. So as long as it shows up on my skin and it has a good staying power, I'm good with it. So I can list a lot that fits that category in my collection. So, but I'll give you guys some examples, you know, just in case you want something to try out. So those 3 would be a good place to start. So highlight. So I tried a lot of highlights in 2019. The one that stood out to me the most would have to be the Maybelline Master Highlight. Is that what it's called? Okay, Maybelline Master Highlight by Face Studio. It's like a highlighting blush. It doesn't look like a blush on me. It looks like a straight up highlighter. Even though the shade I have is in mauve, so it has some like color, some like mauvey plumish colors inside the little grid. It's like a grid, so it has like some parts that is shiny, some parts is golden shimmer, some is like a champagne shimmer, the other parts that are like a matte mauve blush type thing. But when I swirl everything together, I apply it on my cheeks, it looks like a highlighter, and that highlighter stays put on my face. I couldn't ask for nothing more, okay? That's all I need in a highlighter. Stay on my face, and the good thing about it is it's not glittery. I have some highlighters in my collection that the reason I don't use it too often is because it's very glittery, and it's not all the time that you want that glittery look. You know, it has to be for me anyway. It has to be for a specific occasion. The occasion has to be right for me to use a glittery highlighter. But that one, I actually use it for work, and I don't feel too subconscious about, oh, my face is too shiny. It just gives me the glow that I need, and I'm good to go. I'm going to have that highlighter for years because I've been using it for about 4 months now, and I haven't made a dent. So I'm going to have it till I die probably. So anyway, so that's that for my highlighter. And then finally, for my face setting spray. So 2019 was when I really got into using setting spray personally for myself. I use it on my clients, and I have the one that I really love for my clients, and that would be the Scandinavia setting spray. You can't go wrong with Scandinavia. It's good. It keeps the makeup lasting all day, keeps it fresh, and it's not harsh on the skin. But for me personally, ones that I've really used this year, the first one would be Rimmel Stay Matte Setting Spray. When I first started using it, I was like, I don't know if this is doing anything to my face. But then I started paying attention to what it was doing to my face, because I wasn't really paying attention. And then I realized that, oh, wait a minute, it is doing something to your face. It actually keeps my oil production to a minimum. So I noticed that when I didn't use it, I get oily faster. But when I don't use it, when I do use it, my oils don't come out until later in the day. And then when they do come out, they're not like overwhelming. I can blot and my foundation still looks okay. So that's the first one. The second one that I discovered is the Morphe setting spray. And it does similar thing to what the Rimmel Stay Matte does. But I would say the Rimmel Stay Matte keeps me more matte. But the Morphe, one of the biggest reasons why it's in here, it's just the way that it sprays. That continuous spray is so awesome. It's so wonderful. It feels so good on the face. Like I'm spraying it, I'm just like, and I forget that I've sprayed too much. I just love that spray. I mean, it does what it says it would do, you know, keep the foundation on your face and, you know, keep it lasting. It does that, but I just love the spray. So that's everything that I love for my entire face that I've really enjoyed using in 2019. So let's go to the eyes. First thing, let's talk about eyeshadow primer. So I discovered 2 eyeshadow primers. Well, actually, one of the 2 eyeshadow primers, I've known that I loved it for a long time, you know, and that one is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. If you have oily eyelids, you need something that would help with your oily eyelids and keep your eyeshadow from creasing. Wet n Wild, you can't go wrong with it. But you got to know that it's a very intense eyeshadow primer. Like, it will keep your eyelid dry. So I mean, it's not that if you put too much of it on your eyelids, your eyeshadow blending, it would not be smooth. You will skip. So I put just enough to just matte out my eyelids, and I don't have an issue with eyeshadow blending. So that's that for that one. But my eyeshadow is still always, even when all my face is oily, my eyeshadow is still on point when I use that Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer. The other one that I really discovered in 2019 that I love is the Physicians Formula eyeshadow primer, the matte version. They have 2 versions. They have the shimmer version, and then they have the matte version. The matte version is the one that I love. And so if you're someone that have difficulty with the Wet n Wild one because it's too intense, too drying, I would say go for the Physicians Formula one, because that one doesn't matte out your eye as intensely as the Wet n Wild one does. So those 2, Wet n Wild and Physicians Formula. If you have oily eyelids, you need something that will keep your eyeshadow staying put all day. Those 2. So then on to eyeshadow palettes. So eyeshadow palettes, I have 4 that I really loved last year. The first one is the Nicka K Poison Apple, the 9-pan palette. And that's the palette that a lot of people were comparing to Huda Beauty Obsessions palette last year. I've been looking for a kind of like an all reddish eyeshadow palette for a long time. And I saw that, and it's only, where I bought mine was only $2.99. I'm like, oh, what? I gotta get this. But I was a bit skeptical that it would be good, but guys, it's really good. I really love that eyeshadow primer. It's pigmented, it's long lasting. It doesn't do anything crazy to my eye. It's soft though, because I've broken one of the eyeshadows, so don't drop it. But it's a really good eyeshadow palette. I don't know if I want to pick up the rest of, because there's multiple shades in that range. So I might pick up maybe another one this year to try out. But the Poison Apple one, I loved it. So the second palette that I loved is the Bad Habit Aftershock palette. The one, I believe they went out of business last year, beginning of last year. So I picked up that palette and another one. It's a very colorful palette, and I had no complaints. Again, it's pigmented and it's long lasting on the eyes, and especially for a cheap palette, it does what I need it to do. Okay, color show up on my brown skin, it does that. Okay, so I have no complaints. The next one is this Wet n Wild Plaid to the Bone palette. It's a I believe it's a 3-pan palette. The 3 colors are so unique. It's one of those color shifting kind of shades. I was able to create at least 3 looks with that palette, and all 3 looks I was just like, man, this looks good. I really love that palette. If you can find it, I don't know if it's limited edition, but if you can find it, pick it up. It's one of those drugstore palette that is very, very unique. The final one that I really loved, which is, unfortunately, I don't believe they sell it anymore. It's Wet n Wild is Breezy palette. I've had that one too for years. It's a blue eyeshadow palette. That's another thing I was kind of interested in 2019. Was a blue, because you know a lot of blue eyeshadow palettes came out in 2019. So I saw that just hiding in my collection. I'm like, oh, let me give this a try. And he gave me the blue looks that I wanted. Okay, so I had no complaints. I don't need any other blue. It was cheap, but it did what I needed it to do. So to me, A-okay in my book. Okay, eyeliner. So liquid eyeliner, I started using a Ciate liquid eyeliner. I believe I got it in one of my old Ipsy boxes when I used to subscribe, and I started using it last year. And that thing is black. It doesn't bleed. It stays put. It's a pen. I believe it's felt tip. Yeah, I think it's felt tip. It's a felt tip liquid pen eyeliner. I'm done with it now. I used it up in 2019, but I really, really love the eyeliner. I don't know if you can still get it, because every time I try to search for it, I get weird answers. Anyway. So that's one. And then my kohl eyeliners, the ones that I use for under my eyes, there are 2 that I really, really love. There's this brand called Mia Adora that sent me PR. They're the first and only company that has ever sent me PR. I appreciate it so much. And that's not why I'm putting them in here, but I really, really love their eyeliner, because anytime I use it for under my eye, it doesn't bleed. It stays put. It's waterproof as well. So, and you know, you want those kind of waterproof eyeliners on your lower lash line, so that you don't have all this raccoon looking look going on. So I really, really love that eyeliner. And when I do run out, I'm going to pick up another one. So that's that. And then the final one, the Mia Adora one is black. The brown that I discovered that I really love in 2019 is Alme. One of the only products that I like from Alme is their eyeliner. It's good. Just like the Mia Adora one, it stays put. It doesn't like bleed, doesn't like smudge all over my eye. So I'm good with that. Finally, for eyes, let's talk about eyebrows. There is one thing that I've been using for my eyebrows for years now, and that has not failed me. Whenever I want a really, really sculpted, really nice sculpted brow look, I always go for this product, and that is the L'Oreal Gel Lacquer Liner. Yep, you heard that right. It's a liner. It's not an eyebrow pomade. It's a cream eyeliner. It works great for me as my brow pomade, so I don't have any complaints about that. So the other type of products that I like to use for my eye liner, for my eyebrow, is those skinny pencils. And all the ones that I used last year, Revlon, L'Oreal, even NYX, I love them all. Even Almay has one that is a skinny pencil. I love them all. They got the job done, and they are actually easier to use than the pomade. So if you can find one of those, gone are the days where you only need you need to go to ABH for a brow pencil that is really good. No, go to the drugstore. You get one for $10. That's just as good. So let's go on to lips. Tried a lot of new lipsticks in 2019. A lot of it I have swatches on my channel. So I will list the playlist for my lipstick swatch. I'll list it up here so you guys can check it out if you want to. One of my goals for 2019 was to try more glossy lip products. So more lip glosses and more lipsticks that are more shiny, because I stayed away from that for a long time because I was kind of subconscious about my lips. But not anymore. So I dug into it, and I'm glad I did, because I discovered Revlon Ultra HD Vinyl Lip Polish. A long name, but those lip glosses are the colors are beautiful. They're smooth on the lips. They don't bleed. I thoroughly enjoyed using that lipstick. It's a lipstick. It's just a really, really glossy lipstick. I thoroughly enjoyed using it. But then the traditional lipsticks that I tried last year that I really loved, both of them are from Maybelline. So it's the Maybelline Made for All lipsticks. So the idea is that the one color, so like the red, is universal for all skin tones. That like we will look good on all skin tones. I would say they are 85% right. There was one color, the pink, I don't think was too flattering on me. So, but the rest of the shades looked really, really good, and they had a good lasting power too. So I loved it. And then the other Maybelline product is the ink crayons that came out last year. Those things are so easy to use because they're so skinny. They're not as skinny as a lip liner, you know, where you keep drawing, but they are not as thick as a lipstick. So it helps you to get like a really, really nice, precise application on your lip, and the staying power is there, and the colors, beautiful colors. I swatched that one too. So like I said, I will link the playlist for you guys to check out. So I discovered a lot of good products in 2019. And then finally, for skincare, there is one product that really, really stood out to me in 2019. And again, this too was sent to me, and it was sent to me by Influencer. It's my Tatcha Sick Peony eye cream, and I really, really enjoyed that eye cream. And okay, like I said, I have an issue with my under eye being dry, and I also have an issue with my under eye being dark. I didn't use the eye cream today. I don't know if you guys notice anything. You know, my under eye used to be dark, way darker than this. I would find the old picture, and let me look up. Yeah, I'll find the old picture and I would put it in so you guys can kind of see a comparison. And the time when I noticed that it was doing something was this year actually. I knew it was doing something for my eye, but I'm someone that I don't pay close attention to things sometimes. I'm very nonchalant like that. So I was at work and I didn't have makeup that day, and my coworker was like, your under eye, your skincare routine is really working for you. Like, it's not as dark as it used to be. I was like, really? Wow, that Silk Peony must be doing something really good. So, you know, she pushed me to be like, yeah, you need to talk about this eye cream. It's an expensive eye cream. It's very expensive, but I've been using it for a few months. I think I've been using it for like 6 months, and it's still not finished. So I won't feel bad if I had to buy it maybe like once a year, and I can have like a drugstore supplement. You know, I don't think I'll feel bad about that. You know, it's working for me. It's doing what I needed to do. It's keeping me moisturized under my eye, and it's helping me, you know, with that discoloration under my eye. I think that's a good thing. So two products that I actually forgot to mention that are my favorite cream shadows. So the first one is from Revlon. The Revlon ones come with this little applicator right here. So I mean, so that makes it convenient, and the applicator actually works. It's flat enough that you can lay the shade on it. This one is actually my favorite because whenever I want to do one of those very pretty gold looks, I can either wear it by itself or I can use it as a base, and as a base, just makes the eyeshadow even that much beautiful. I hope you guys can see the color. It's like a light gold shade. Second one is this Maybelline Color Tattoo, and the shade I have is in Knockout. It's like a purple looking shade. Very, very pretty. It's very good for a one shadow look. You put it on, blend the edges, good to go. Easiest look I've ever done. And for liquid eyeshadow, not Stila, because it dries out way too fast. But two of my favorites is NYX Glitter Goals. This is a red shade, and then this Jordana Made to Last. Very cheap. They're both very cheap. I can't remember the price of this one. I think this is either $5.99 or $7.49, but this one is $4.99. The Jordana one is $4.99. Both really, really, really good. The Stila ones are good too if they are not dry. They dry out so fast. Anyway, that's everything. So back to the rest of the video. That's everything that I loved in 2019. So you guys let me know, did you try any of these products? How did it work for you guys? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Why or why not? All right, so let's go to the things that I hated. We'll just run through this quick. First one, Huda Beauty foundation and concealer. Ugh, that thing, it's so heavy on the face. It looked like I had cake on my face. And I tried it multiple times, okay? Thank God it was only a sample. I would have been so upset if I bought the full bottle. It was only a sample, so I wasn't too upset. But I'm staying away from that foundation. It's not for me. Second, it's primers. L'Oreal Infallible Matte Primer did absolutely nothing for my skin. If anybody wants it, let me know. I need to give it to someone. And the Almay primer. Okay, so this Almay primer has like those little swirls that you're supposed to mix together, and it's supposed to do something for your face. You did absolutely nothing for my face. At the end of the day, my face was melting. L'Oreal Infallible Matte and Almay primer, stay away from those two. Setting sprays that did absolutely nothing for me. Wet n Wild, that one, the spray nozzle is just nothing to write home about. It was just squirting stuff at me. Why so aggressive? Revlon spray did nothing. Did absolutely nothing. For my eyes, eyeliner, I tried CoverGirl Intensify Me eyeliner. And in the name, because it says Intensify Me, you would think it would be, the color would be intense. No. First of all, applying that thing, good luck to get it to apply evenly on your eye. The only good thing about it is if you are able to get it evenly on your eye, it would stay put. Like, it does stay put. But good luck getting it to apply. So, yeah, no. Brow. So, I discovered that there, I don't know if it's all types of brow that come like this, but the ones that have that angled shape, they are too waxy. I tried Wet n Wild and I tried Almay. Both of them the same thing. They're just too waxy for me. I don't want something that is too waxy. I want something that is, I don't want something that is too dry either, but not so waxy that I can feel it as I'm applying it. So, no. Eyeshadow that I hated. Okay, let me not say hate. Seriously despised. Seriously disliked. This LA Colors palette. It looks like a tin. It's just a mess. It's a mess. I have two. I used one. I didn't even bother using the other one. Maybe I should give the other one a try and see if that one's better. I was so upset because I used it for a whole month. I was so upset at that palette. I didn't even want to look at it again in my collection. I took it out. Mascara, L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I don't know why people like that thing. It was difficult for me to apply on my eye, and then it did nothing. I have mascaras that when I apply it, I can actually see it doing something for me. I'm sorry. Mr. Man doesn't want to shower. I can see it doing something for my eyes. So, but this one, I was like, what is this? And everybody was loving on it. I'm like, wow. The other one, this one was even worse than L'Oreal Lash Paradise, is Wet n Wild Lash Renegade. I used it once and then that was it. I'm like, no, this is rubbish. What rubbish is this? Thing was so dry. The spikes were so sharp. Good luck if it pokes you in the eye, man. You might go blind. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about this. Just stay away from those two mascaras. I tried this NYX white liner. It's just a cracky mess. And then the applicator, the one I got, the applicator, one of the hairs was already bent. I don't know. I don't think it was intentional. I think it was a mistake. But applying it was so difficult. And then when you do apply it, it doesn't dry down like smooth. It dries down with like cracks in it. So no. The other one is also Rimmel Wonder Wing. So the applicator, it's shaped kind of like a triangle, like a, not a triangle, like a pyramid. And it's pointy at the tip, and it's supposed to make it easy for you to apply. It's not easy for you to apply. And the thing is not black enough, period. I had to like keep going over it to get the color that I really, really want. So I wasn't about that. I mean, it stayed put, you know, it stayed put on my eye once I was able to get it to apply, but I didn't want to go through all that stress. Finally, 85% of the Almay brand, I don't like. I did a video trying out a lot of product from the Almay brand, and for my dark skin, 85% of their brand didn't work for me. Like I said, you know, 2 of their products are my favorites. Their brow pencil, the skinny one, and their eyeliner, the brown eyeliner. Everything else, maybe their lipstick is okay, you know, it's alright. But their eyeshadow, foundation, the one I've tried, nothing to write home about. Concealer, what? Conway? No. I mean, I'll still want to try because I have another Almay foundation that I've been told by a friend from Instagram that is good. So we'll see. I still want to give them a shot. But right now, for what I've tried, 85% of the brand does not work for me. Okay? So that's everything, guys. My loves and my hates. Love staying with this product till I die. Hates, throwing it away. Never trying it again. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, guys, and share with me what some of the products that you've tried in 2019 that you really, really loved and enjoyed. Share it with me in the comment section below, please. Let me know. And if there's any of the products I mentioned that maybe I mentioned that I loved and you hate, let me know in the comment section below. Let's have a debate, okay? Who is right? Or if there's something that I hated and you love, again, share it in the comment section below. Let me know why you love it. Maybe I'm using it wrong. Maybe. All right, guys. So my face looks like at the end of the day, it's about, what time is it? It's like after 8. So let's do a close up. I didn't blot at all today. So that's what my face looks like. I just realized that I do not like using that Ellie Girl concealer. That's what I use today. It's too yellow and then it's too full coverage. Foundation, still looking decent. I usually get more oily than this, and especially for the fact that I haven't blotted. So this is almost 12 hours of makeup, and this is what we're working with. You all see that brow? And I slept, took a nap this earlier in the evening. You know, I did a lot of things. I cooked. Of course, my lipstick is gone because I ate all that. But anyway, the eyeshadow is still eyeshadowing, except for this Stila cream shadow that is like cracking. Anywho, just gonna ignore that. But you know, everything else, there's no fading of that color from the Aftershock palette. So everything looks good. Brow on fleek. I'm telling you, that L'Oreal lacquer liner, the bomb. Okay, I'll give you guys a trick. If you ever buy that, leave it open for a few hours, let it thicken and dry up just a tad bit. You don't want it to be dry completely, but to be a bit dry, just a little bit, so that it's thicker and it's not so creamy. Perfect for your brows. Okay, so yeah, so we're working it. So yeah, foundation still good, a little bit oily, shiny on my T-zone, but like I said, I haven't blotted at all day, and I took a nap. I ate twice, you know, I cooked, I've done, you know, some errands. I went downstairs to do laundry. So I've been working, you know. So you need a good foundation that lasts, you know, looks pretty natural. It's like a soft matte. I would say Revlon is a soft matte finish and last your however hours you work. Check out Revlon Color Stay. So thanks, guys. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate you guys always checking out my channel, and don't forget to like if you enjoyed this video or you found value in it in any way. Please like, and also subscribe if this is your first time watching any of my videos. I would love to have you in the Beautiful Thinkers family. So thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.